Hey, Techno Studs. We're coming to the end of our course. We've covered a lot of cybersecurity topics, a lot of great topics that you'll need to know for your IT career and for some of the certifications that you're going to go after. So it's time to wrap it all up. So in this video, let's go over a quick review of what we covered. Here are some of the modules that we talked about throughout this course. We started out by defining what cybersecurity is, because depending on who you're talking with, they could have a different definition of what cybersecurity means to them. We also talked about some of the concepts behind cybersecurity, things like the CIA Triad, that's confidentiality, integrity, and availability. Then we got into what are threats to security, what's threats to confidentiality, integrity, and availability. We talked about threat actors, we talked about some of the different vulnerabilities and ways that threat actors leverage those vulnerabilities. Then we got into protecting against threats. What are some things that we can implement in protecting against these threats? It just was a big overview, a general overview of ways that you can take, steps that you can take to protect your organizations and the companies that you work for. Then we got into identity and access management. One of those steps that we want to take, one of those things that we want to manage to make sure that we are protecting our companies and our organizations' assets. We got into confidentiality and some ways that we can protect our confidentiality, whether it is not have the information out there or that we are protecting it, the access to it, or maybe we're actually encrypting it. So we got much more in depth into encryption when we talked about cryptography and what cryptography is. We covered some of the general aspects around cryptography, some different protocols that are out there, some different ciphers that we use. Then we got into things like integrity, how we protect our data from being changed and making sure that it remains valuable to us. We also talked about public key infrastructure and how public key infrastructure protects both our confidentiality and our integrity. We went into availability and different steps and different things that we can do to make sure that we have a highly available network that's up and running and that we are not bringing it down for our users and our customers. And then we wrap things up by talking about securing our networks, steps that we can take to secure physically, to secure our equipment by hardening it, to secure our operating systems, to secure our different equipment to make sure that that it's not susceptible to certain vulnerabilities and no one can attack it or minimize the threat of somebody attacking it. And this was foundational knowledge that you're going to need to know in your IT career. That is that you are going to, no matter what you do, no matter what services you're rolling out, you're going to have to keep a certain aspects in cybersecurity in mind as you roll things out. For that reason, you can actually find what we covered in a lot of different certifications. I took a look at a lot of different certifications, and you'll notice that certifications like the CISSP, CCNA, Security Plus, ITF Plus, Server Plus, A Plus, Network Plus, these are some of the specific certifications that I looked at to compile this course. So we cover some of the core concepts in these different certifications. Whether you're going after one of these certifications or you're just trying to break into the IT career field, this is going to be important information to keep in mind as you move forward.